Are you fucking blind? You can't see me! Donglanı be! Donglanı be!
Fuck out of here, boy. Get that weak shit out of here.
Hey everyone! In this video I'll be teaching you how to play the famous 3-gen trapper, but in case some of you don't even know what that means, let me explain. 3-gen strategy is basically when you only defend 3 generators and don't pay any attention to the other 4, and that's it. Alright, without further ado, let's continue the video.
Nice.
First and foremost, your objective is to find 3 generators that are the closest to each other. So whenever you see 3 gens like this, you just...
Ooh, that's kinda small. Yikes.
But to be serious, I'll give you an exercise. In this clip, find a proper 3-gen spot. Y'all got tricked. There was no proper 3-gen spot that match. What? Yeah, that can happen too. But alright, whatever. Let's talk about the general strategy of what you're gonna be doing after you locate your 3-gen spot. Your main objective is to try and trap all the pallets and windows around your area. Never forget about your traps, because they're your ultimate weapon. Your secondary objectives are to down survivors if possible without going away from your gens, and to make them throw down as many pallets as you can. Breaking wasted pallets will help you a lot, giving you more freedom with your trap placements, whilst downing survivors is your main objective anyway.
Nope. Very good.
I should explain that with this strategy there is no mid game. It's either early game or late game. So, the late game starts if either survivors complete 4 gens, or they start vigorously attempting to complete your gens beforehand. This is the hardest part of the game by far. Never lose sight of your gens progress, and try to sacrifice at least one survivor. After you broke enough pallets, you may consider placing your traps in the grass. In this segment, I'll be talking about the perks that suit this build the best. But before I start, I wanna briefly mention that I don't have all the perks, so my build in the clips is not the most optimized one. Be careful with that.
Could you pay me in advance?
Alright, let's start. There are mainly 2 perks that I want to talk about, Corrupt Intervention and Pop Goes the Weasel. Corrupt Intervention is almost a must-have, I would say. Its main use is to prevent survivors from completing your 3 strat gens if you spawned far from them, and to give you a lot of time. Pop Goes the Weasel is very important too, because you usually down survivors close to your gens, which lets you easily activate it if you need it, and trust me, you may need it. Other perks will be listed here. Would be too long to explain each one individually, but I think Discordance is probably super important too. I would like to mention a few more things. So, I'd recommend mixing your traps, and what I mean by that is to place non-obvious, obvious and a few random traps. Obvious traps may confuse survivors into thinking you're a bad trapper, and they're good for completely blocking off windows or pallets, because you can somewhat defend them by just patrolling your 3-gen area. Non-obvious traps are always good, and random traps are especially worth it considering survivors will eventually end up stepping in them because you limit their space with this strategy. Important to say that sometimes there can be 4 gens close enough to call it a 4 gen strat. In that case, just do everything as usual, but with 1 more gen at your disposal. Additionally speaking, I could have missed a few perks that may be utilized with this strategy, because again, I don't have all the perks on my account, hence why I can do all the testing myself. But in the end, don't be scared to experiment with this build if you want, maybe you'll find something that works better for you. Don't forget to subscribe and thank you for watching, see you next time.